seeing is not just scenery. It's the body working in the stable aerobic effort. What does that mean? Controlled breathing, steady rhythm, no physical collapse. And this matches perfectly with the gentle downward slope of the stamina curve. This small black dot you see moving here is me running a real 5 kilometers around the Chapulco Lagoon. As I move forward, as you can see, the elevation constantly changes. And that means the body's effort is not uniform. Every uphill requires more power, heart rate rises, and stamina consumption accelerates. Have you ever finished a run feeling like you still had energy, but didn't know if it was a good workout? Today I'm going to show you how Garmin can tell you exactly that using 3 key metrics: stamina, heart rate, and power, with real data from my 5K run. Let's start with the most interesting and least understood metric: stamina. Garmin shows that I started this race at 100% stamina and finished at 84%. This does not mean I finished tired. It means my body never reached physiological exhaustion. Stamina is an estimate of how much functional aerobic capacity you have left. It is not blood sugar. It is not muscular energy. It is a real-time prediction of metabolic stress. In simple terms, Garmin is calculating how much physiological fuel you still have in the tank. This graph shows that during this 5K, I only used 16% of that reserve. That indicates I ran in a controlled, efficient, and sustainable way. If my goal had been to compete at maximum effort, this number would have dropped much faster. Now, let's look at the heart. My average heart rate was 144 beats per minute, with a maximum of 168. This tells us something key. I never entered extreme cardiovascular stress. I stayed mostly in the high aerobic zone and controlled threshold. Why is this important? Because when the heart starts working too close to its maximum, stamina drops much faster. Here we see a stable pattern. It rises at the beginning, stays controlled during the main effort, and never spikes dangerously. That's a sign of good pacing management. Now comes one of the most modern metrics: running power. My average power was 303 watts, with a peak of 412 watts. Power tells us how much mechanical energy I'm generating, regardless of terrain or wind. Here we observe something interesting. There are no constant violent spikes. That means power is relatively stable, so the effort was uniform. This explains why stamina did not collapse and why heart rate stayed controlled. When you maintain stable power, your body works more efficiently. Stable power, controlled heart rate, and high stamina at the end. This is exactly what you aim for in a well-executed aerobic training session. It's not just about running fast. It's about managing your physiological energy.